Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to create this awesome pop-up modal using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I had tried to explain each and every step, so make sure you watch the tutorial completely. And I regularly upload awesome tutorials related to web development, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And before moving on to the tutorial, let me tell you guys that this YouTube channel is in collaboration with Newton School. You can check out their website, the link is in description. And also let's see what exactly is Newton School.
Let's see about what is Newton School. So Newton School is a platform which prepares you for your career in tech. It has courses designed for working professionals, freshers and even people with no tech background. That means even if you are from a non-tech background, you can also join this platform and can make your career in tech. Newton School will first train you for 6 months and will help you become an amazing full stack developer. Now you might be thinking whether this platform is free or not. So let me tell you a cool thing, that you don't have to pay Newton School anything until and unless you are placed with a minimum 5 lakh CTC. I repeat guys, you don't have to pay Newton School anything for the 6 months full stack developer training until and unless you are placed with a minimum 5 lakh CTC. And I think this is something that all of us should expect from any training program. So must check out their website for more information. I will provide the link in description. Now on their website you can see they have something called the Launchpad. So Launchpad is basically an initiative taken by Newton School for people who want to start their coding journey from scratch, and that too absolutely free of cost. This video of mine will be also available on the Launchpad section. You can go there anytime and you can learn basics of programming languages, you can practice quizzes and even you can do assignments. These all things are completely free to do.
Now let's start creating our pop-up modal. I had opened the output here. So let's see what we have to include in our markup. So first of all we need a button element for our open modal button, and when I will click on it, our modal will open. And here we need a modal container. So basically this thing that you are seeing that is covering the whole viewport is modal container. You can see this whole thing is modal container that is covering the whole viewport, and then modal container is containing our modal, and inside modal we have a modal header which have a heading, that is I am a modal, and after modal header we have a modal body which is containing a sample text, and at last we have a button element for close modal. Okay, so let's quickly create those elements in our HTML. So first of all, as you saw, we need a button element for open modal button. So I will use button tag and I will give it a class of modal btn, and I will write open modal inside it. And after modal btn we need a modal container, so I will use div tag for that, and I will give it a class of modal container. And as we saw, the modal container was containing modal, so I will again use a div tag for our modal. I will give it a class of modal, and our modal was containing a modal header, so I will use div tag for that, and I will give it a class of modal header. And the modal header had a heading, so I will use h2 for our modal header heading, and the heading was, let me copy and paste it from here. Now after modal header we had a modal body, so I will use div tag again, and I will give it a class of modal body. And inside modal body we had a sample text. Okay, so I will use paragraph for our text, and let me copy paste. You can include some more elements in modal body if you want. I am just including paragraph for now. Okay, so you can include anything in the modal that you want. Okay, so you can modify it as you like. Now at last, after modal body we need a button for our close button. So I will create a button and I will give it a class of close btn, and I will write close modal init. So now we have completed our HTML part. As you can see, we have included all the elements that we need. So you can see we got all the elements in the output. Now let's quickly style our modal using CSS. We will start with a basic reset. So I will use the universal selector to target all the elements, and I will give them margin 0, padding 0 and a box sizing of border box. Now let me comment out the modal container so that we can currently focus on our modal button. Okay, so I had commented out the modal container so that we can focus on styling of our modal button. Okay, now what I will do is basically I will center the open modal button. So I will style the body tag, and again I will use the flex method to center our modal button. So first of all I will give it a height of 100 VH, and now I will use display flex on it and justify content center to align our open modal button horizontally center and align item center to align our open modal button vertically center. Now let's start styling our modal button. So I will target our modal button. I need some spacing inside our modal button, so I will give it a padding of 20 pixel from top and bottom and 60 pixel from left and right. I want the background color to be hashtag #FF7A00, and I don't want any border, so I will give none to our border property. I want the text transform to be capitalized. I want the font size to be 24 pixel, and I want to change the color to complete white. And also I don't want the default cursor, I want the cursor to be pointer. Okay, now I want to use Poppins font in our all the elements. So let's quickly import Poppins font from Google Fonts. So I will open Google Fonts in new tab. We want the Poppins font, so let's open it. We need two font widths. We need the semi bold one and we need the light one. So let's copy the link tags and paste it inside our head tag. Let's also copy the font family part and paste it inside our body tag. Now all of our elements will inherit the font family from the body tag. But I had already told you that buttons don't inherit from their parent by default. So you will have to define font family in button tags. Okay, so I will use font family property here, and you can copy this thing here, but recommend way is to use inherit keyword, so that later if you want to change the font family, you only have to change it here. Okay, and this inherit keyword will basically inherit whatever font family you had used. Okay, so we had used font family inherit, and now you can see we got our Poppins font on our modal button. And with that we are done with our modal button. Now let's style our modal container. Okay, so I will target our modal container. First of all I want to position it fixed, because we want to position it in relative to the viewport, and position fixed value basically position the elements relative to the viewport. Okay, so let's now give it width of 100% and height of 100%. I will give it a background color in RGBA format, since I don't want a complete solid color. So I will pass the RGB value for black, that is 0,0,0, and for the alpha value I will pass 0.7. Okay, so now let's uncomment our modal container and see what we got. So you can see we got our background color on modal container with a slight transparency, and that is what we want. Now let's center our modal within our modal container. So I will use flex method again to center our modal within our modal container. So I will write display flex and justify content center to align our modal horizontally center and align item center to align our modal vertically center. Okay, so we had centered our modal within our modal container. Now let's style our modal. First of all, I want the background color to be white. Also, I want its width to be 95%. But I don't want the width to exceed 700 pixel. So I will define a max width also, and I will give 700 pixel to our max width. Now our modal width will not exceed the 700 pixel mark, and that is what we need. Okay. Now let's style our modal header. So I will target modal header and I want the background color to be hashtag ff7a00. I want some spacing inside our modal header, so I will give it a padding and I will give it a padding of 20 pixel from all the sides. So you can see we got some really nice spacing inside our modal header. Now I want our heading to be in center, so I will give text align center to our modal header. So you can see our heading is in center now. Now let's style our heading. So I will target the H2 inside our modal header and I will give it a color of white. And also let's include text transform uppercase. We have already written the text in uppercase, but suppose if you will change it, we have to define explicitly that it should be text transform uppercase. Okay. Now let's move on to our modal body. So I will target our modal body element and again I want some spacing inside it. So I will give it a padding of 20 pixel. I want the text inside it to be aligned center. So I will again use text align center. Now let's give some styling to our paragraph tag that is inside our modal body. So I will target the p tag inside our modal body and I will give it a line height of 1.8 and I want some spacing from top and bottom. So I will give it a margin of 20 pixel from top and bottom and 0 from left and right. So we got some spacing from the top and bottom of our paragraph tag. Now let's move on to our close button. Okay, so I had zoomed in my browser, so let's see how it's looking at 100%. So you can see it's looking fine. Now let's style our close button. So let me zoom in the browser so that you can see the text editor properly. So I will target the close button inside our modal and now let's give some stylings to it. First of all, I will give some spacing inside it. So I will use padding and I want 15 pixel from top and bottom and 30 pixel from left and right. I don't want any border, so I will give none to our border property. I will give it a background color of hashtag ff7a00 and as I told you, button elements do not inherit font family, so I will use inherit keyword in the font family, or the best thing that you can do is basically you can remove the font family inherit from the buttons and you can basically declare a global styling. So you can target all the buttons and you can give font family inherit to all of them. Now wherever you will use the button tag, it will automatically inherit font family property from its parent. Okay, so you can do it like this. We got Poppins font on our close button. Let's change its color to white and give it a text transform of capitalize. Also let's give it a font size of 20 pixel and the cursor of pointer. Now I want to center my close modal button, and since button is an inline element, so we can use text align center on our button parents to align our button horizontally center. Okay, so you can see the parent of our button is modal. Okay, so we can give text align center to our modal and our button will be in center. So you can see now our button is in center. Or you can also do one thing, that you can remove text align center from modal header also and modal body also. Since the parent of modal header and modal body is modal, therefore text align center will center the text inside our modal header and modal body. So you can see all things are in center, and that is what we want. Now let's give some spacing in the bottom of our close button. So I will write margin bottom here, and I will give it a margin bottom of 30 pixels, so we can get a good spacing in bottom of our close modal button. Okay, so now the styling of our modal container and modal is completed, and now we have to focus on the functionality of our two buttons. The very first is open modal button, on which when we will click, the modal should open, and when we will click on our second button, that is close modal, the modal should get close. Okay, so let's write those functionality in JavaScript. So let me get the required elements. So I will create a variable for modal button, and I will get our modal open modal button element, and I will store it inside this variable. Okay, so I will use document.querySelector method, and I will pass the class of our open modal button, that is modal btn, and we are storing our open modal button inside this variable. Let's also get the close button. So I will create a variable for close button, and let me get the close button also. So I will pass the close button class here, and the last element that we need is basically our modal container. Okay, so let me store the modal container element inside this variable, and let me get our modal container element. So I will pass the modal container class inside document.querySelector. We got the required elements. Now let's add the functionality to our open modal button and close button. Okay, so what we will do is basically we will initially hide our modal container, and we will make it visible when our open modal button is clicked. Okay, so let's hide our modal container initially. So I will give it a opacity of 0. You can see our modal container is invisible now, but the pointer events are still applicable on it. You can see my cursor, it is detecting the text. Okay, so it's detecting the modal container. So we have to remove the pointer events. So I will write pointer events, I will give none to it. Okay, so now you can see it is not detecting anything, and we are good to go. Okay, so initially we have given opacity 0 to our modal container, and when we will click on our open modal button, we will make our modal container visible. Okay, so we will add a class to our modal container through JavaScript, that is the show class. Okay, so when we will click on our open modal button, so let me add an event listener to our modal button. So I will write add event listener, and the event is basically the click event, and when the click event will be triggered on our open modal button, I want this function to run. Okay, so in this function what I will do is basically I will add a show class to our modal container. So I will add a show class to my modal container. Okay, so whenever I will click open modal, a show class will be added to our modal container. Okay, so let's see if it's working or not. Okay, so now let me click on open modal, and you can see a show class is adding to our modal container. Okay, so now let's style that show class. So what I want to style is basically when modal container will have show class, okay, then I want to give it some styles. So basically when the element will get this both class, then we want some stylings. Okay, so initially there will be only one class to this element, that is modal container, and initially we have given it opacity 0 and pointer events none. But when we will click on our modal button, or you can say this open modal button. A show class will be added to our modal container, and now we will give some styling when the show class will be added to our modal container. Okay, so when the show class will be added to our modal container, I want the opacity to be 1 and we want the pointer events to get applicable, so I will give all to our pointer events. Okay, now let's click on open modal and see what we got. So you can see when I'm clicking on the open modal, a show class is getting added to our modal container element. You can see the show class is added to our modal container element. That is why our modal container element is now getting these stylings, that is opacity 1 and pointer events all. Okay, so we have added the functionality of opening the modal. Now let's add functionality for closing the modal. Okay, so I will add an event listener to our close button. So I will write close button here and I want the event to be click. So when we will click on our close button element, I want this function to run. And now here we added the show class to our modal container, but when the close button will be clicked, I want to remove the show class. Okay, so I will use the remove method here. So I will write remove, and now when open modal button will get click, a show class will get added to our modal container, and when close button will be clicked, the show class will get removed from our modal container element. Okay, so when I will remove the show class, the modal container will get these stylings, that is including opacity 0 and pointer events none, hence it will become invisible. Okay, so now let's see if it's working or not. I am clicking on the open modal, and also let me open the inspect element so you can see what's happening with the classes. So just focus here. We have only one class currently, that is modal container. Therefore we are getting these stylings. Okay, so we are getting these stylings, that is including opacity 0 and pointer events none, and hence our modal container is invisible. But as soon as I will click on our open modal button, a show class will be added to our modal container element and these stylings will get applicable on it. So let me click on open modal, and now you can see the show class is added and these stylings are now applicable on our modal container element, and you can see the modal container is visible now. Okay, and now when I will click on close modal, the show class will get removed. So you can see when I will click on the close modal, focus here. Okay, so you can see the show class is removed now and our modal container is getting these stylings, which is including opacity 0 and pointer events none. That is how we had created the functionality of our open modal and close modal button. Now you can also add some animation when our modal container will be open. So let's add a scaling animation to our modal. Okay, so initially I want the modal to be scaled to 0.6. Initially it's smaller than its real size, and when the modal container will have the show class, I want the modal to get its real size. Okay, so I will pass 1 to transform scale. Okay, so we are basically scaling our modal element from 0.6 to its real size, that is 1. Okay, so when the modal container will not have the show class, then I want the transform scale of our modal to be 0.6, and when our modal container will get the show class such that it will become visible, I want the modal to get scale of 1. Okay, so let's see if it's working or not. I'm clicking on the open modal. So you can't see the animation because the effect is so much sudden. So let's include transition property in our modal so that we can get a smooth animation. So I will write transition property in our modal element, and since we are changing the transform property, therefore I will write transform here, and I want the transition duration to be 0.3 seconds. So now you can see when I will open our modal, you can see the modal is getting scaled from 0.6 to its real size, that is 1. Okay, so this is how it's working. Let me zoom out the browser a little bit and let's see how it's working. Okay, so now let's also add a transition property to our modal container because it is becoming visible suddenly. So let's also add transition property to our modal container. Okay, so I will write transition here and let's see what properties we are changing. So we are changing the opacity and pointer events. So let's write all here. And I want the transition duration to be 0.3 seconds, and now you can see the effect will be smooth. So let me open our modal and you can see the whole animation is smooth and it's working great. And also it is completely responsive. You can see if I will reduce the width of our output, you can see it is completely responsive and it is looking good in smaller screen sizes also, because we have given width of 90% to our modal, so it is acquiring 95% width, and you can see it is looking good in smaller screen sizes also. And when we will increase the width, you can see it will not exceed the 700 pixel mark since we have given max width of 700 pixel to it. So you can see how easily we created it responsive also, and the close and open functionality is also working great. So this was it guys. Look how easily we created this awesome pop-up modal using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I will provide the source code link in description so that you can go and play around with the code and try to add some animation at your own. I had included scaling animation. You can try to add rotating animation or fade in animation or anything like that. It will help you to understand more better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and understood every step. But still, if you have any doubts related to any step, just feel free to comment your doubts below. And I regularly upload this kind of awesome tutorials, so make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And also don't forget to check out about Newton School. The link to their website is in description, and I will see you guys in the next video.